Okay, so today's video is a video that I never suspected that I would make. This is about hoarding, and this is from a family friend, someone that I have known for 50 years. And it is so bad that you have to wear a mask to go into the property. But let's take a quick look around here on the outside, and I'll start explaining things. So you can see that we have a beautiful mountain setting, and he has accumulated a whole bunch of cars all around, cars and things that we never knew, never suspected began to happen a few years ago. As you can see that alcoholism was playing a role, but this was alcoholism to combat pain. And there's a lot to unpack here about it. See, this here is stuff, hoarded stuff everywhere. But look at the setting, beautiful setting. He moved here about 25 or so, maybe 30 years ago. And this is a person that you just would never suspect this of happening. A Dean's List student from the University of Washington, an achiever, someone who, whenever he did something, he did it to the best. And sometimes he would get carried away with what he was doing. And he started out young. He restored cars. He liked MGs, MGA. And then he also did a couple of Harley-Davidson chopper projects. And so it's a little bit hard to talk with my nuke suit mask on. But when you go inside, you have to wear that because it is so bad inside. It is just an awful smell. So we've already gone through here and removed 3 trailer loads, 20-yard dump tilting trailer loads. And yesterday we couldn't even get into the garage, but we've cleared out piles from in this place here. And one of the things that he began to do was to get into survivalism. So all of these packages here are survival food, and plenty of survival food. And then he's got all the car parts and everything are in here. But there are other things here that were just never thrown away. Milk cartons from 2011. And it's just hard to express. Something that we never expected to see from this person. And this is a guy that I've known most of my life. About 55, coming up on 60 years that we had been friends. He was a couple years older than me, 2 or 3. So I'm going to move into the house and put my mask on because it's pretty rank in here. So, a couple of days ago, this was impassable. There was so much garbage in here. See? But it was a very nice house. See, he would get up every morning and this was the view he would wake up to in the morning. He built the pole barn there. Had a couple of horses down here. But at some point, something changed. And he just stopped taking care of himself. And that was about 20 or 25 years ago. So we have baking soda spread on the floor to try and help with the smell. So we haven't even started in this area. We've been removing things, but there's still a lot to go in here. More drinking. It's just such a shame. I haven't even been upstairs here yet. Beer. That was his waterbed from the 70s. He had that his entire life. Bathroom. I'm glad I have my canister mask on. When he first moved here, it wasn't incredibly bad, but he just at some point stopped taking care of things, stopped throwing things away, and just let things accumulate and pile up. So he never wiped the light switches. He had a bunch of cats, like 4 or 5 cats, and the cats just crapped everywhere and never got cleaned up. What he would do is pour kitty litter over the existing and not remove what had been used. So that path there was impassable. The table was piled up, the floor, everything in here was piled up. There was just a couple of little corridors you could go to from the kitchen to the upstairs to the basement. And yeah, it's kind of funny. I came here to visit about 15 years ago, and he was trying to be as hospitable as possible. We came in, offered us a place to stay. He had the spare bedroom, and we couldn't do it. The smell was so bad. And oh yeah, and then all these supplements. He was trying so hard to be healthy, and he was reading all these books about health and supplements, and there's a box of supplements there, and more bottles there. I mean, look at all this crap.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands, tens of thousands.
There's a big box of them in the basement.
Yeah. And yeah, just amazing. There's can't get through that way. Let's go this way. So here was the kitchen, and it was, this is a nice kitchen. Years ago, there's a built-in double oven. You had a cooktop here. Let's put a little light on. Oh. Okay. So we had a cooktop here. Never cleaned it. There's the microwave, and I'm afraid to look in there. But these cabinets, these were very popular cabinets back in the 80s, the Euro-style cabinets, 80s, 90s. People were just falling over these things, and now they're out of style. Had a nice little island here, a little bit tight, not the way I would have done a kitchen. As many of you know, I was a home builder, remodeler for years and years, about 30 years, 35 years. So here is his office, and the office was impassable before. But, let's see, then his pain was so much that he couldn't get up to go to the bathroom, and what he would do is urinate into bottles, and so there were well over 100 bottles of pee that were never disposed of, and so we had to cart all that away. And this was his desk here. He was an accountant, and oddly enough, he worked in a very prominent accounting firm in Seattle for years and years, about 20, and then he just kind of started going nutty. There's his old computers and stuff in here. So anyway, he was someone who needed help, and we didn't give him. We were polite. We didn't want to upset him, and so in a way, we may have failed him by not getting mean and taking control of his situation and straightening him out. So we still have to clean up all of this stuff here. But there's some of his books that he had, the Money Matrix, Corporate Handbook. He did all kinds of stuff. Here's his health stuff, Fighting Disease. Trinity of Man. He got into, he was Christian, but he took it to the extreme, and it was just kind of an unfortunate thing. He was also a doomsday prepper, which I suspect is part of the reason why he moved out here into the middle of nowhere to survive the end of the world, which never happened. Or it did happen, it's just he brought it on himself. So just stuff upon stuff upon stuff. You know, I haven't even been in this bathroom yet, but just a shame. He was a great guy, but something happened. So we've been cleaning in here for about 4 days now, and taken several trailer loads to the dump. We're on the third or fourth one right now. But so you see the trailer it's a 20-yard trailer, And then we have sideboards on it too, so that it'll carry even more. It'll haul up to 12,000 pounds. So we've got a pile of stuff down there for a wood burn pile. And over here is cardboard. And there's the metal pile. So there you see this nice property, but it was just let go. This is what you would call a Lindell cedar home. I think Lindell is still around. The deck is far out of maintenance, in poor condition. Even the railings are not satisfactory. They're about a 10-inch gap, and the code is 4. This here, there was about 2-yard pile of cat litter here, and it has been moved over. If you look over there, you can see the pile right there. The pile got moved from here over to there. Plenty of tires. There's the cardboard. So this here's the basement, and he's already gone through the basement here cleaning things out. So this is in much better shape than it was, and it used to have a little apartment downstairs here. More of the Euro-style cabinets. There's me in my nuke suit. Woohoo! Okay, so this was the laundry room, and apparently back there in the rear of the area, this was all about 4 inches deep in cat poop. You can see there's still the stains in there. The smell down here is lovely. That's why I wear my organic filter canister mask. This was stuffed full of stuff, but it's been cleaned out. Cat litter. Yeah, lots of stuff in here. So it just makes you wonder and shake your head, how does somebody who is an overachieving, very intelligent, University of Washington Dean's List student, employee at a prominent accounting firm for 20 years, and also successfully ran his own business in other states for a couple of years before returning. How does this happen to someone like that? So anyway, Yeah. It just makes you wonder. So here you go. Supplements. Supplements. You know, he thought doctors were quacks and would just simply not go see a doctor. And eventually, whatever it was he was doing killed him. He got sick and was in pain, and apparently his kidneys were solidly filled with crystals, and nothing could be done for him. He basically had septic shock and a brain bleed. So still, every corner, nook, and cranny that you look in has got junk. I haven't even looked in here. I'm kind of scared to. So I guess the moral is that if you've got family members that are having trouble and you see signs of hoarding, don't just sit by and watch it happen. Get proactive, get pushy, take action. Any input? Anything you would say about it? What is it? Black cherry.
It's the elixir of life.
Oh, the elixir of life.
Or death.
Yeah. Let's see here. Age-defying diet revolution. He studied so long and so hard and tried all this stuff, and it killed him. There's a reason why there's a term known as health nut. You take it to the limit, and it'll kill you. You know, you just, there's more supplement crap. But you have to be smart about things. You can't be fanatic about things. You got anything to say?
I don't know. If you have a relative or friend like this, if you have a relative or friend that does this, drag them kicking and screaming to get help, or you will lose them.
Yeah. So I guess that concludes this little section of video about hoarding. Yes. What's it say?
That is his certified public accounting license. The names have been covered to protect the innocent.
Yeah.
But this was a professional man.
Yep. Yeah. He was no dummy at all. You know, and yeah, perhaps even too smart for his own good. Loved skiing, loved tennis. Here's his one of his tennis rackets here. Loved animals. He was a good guy, you know. But something happened. Something went very wrong. And now we don't have him anymore. It's very sad. just not a person that you would ever expect this behavior from. And as we say, if you do have a friend or a family member, handle it. Don't let them tell you no. Be persistent, be a thorn. I was just going to show you this van out here. This was one of his cars, and apparently the squirrels took it over and packed it full of pine cones everywhere, way in the back. But he had this Pontiac Grand Prix, and this is not a bad looking ride. It seemed like he would get a project, play with it for a little bit, and then stop and move on to something else. Had this little thing, old Nissan 4x4 pickup with a roll bar. Those are the water tanks up there that hold 2,000 gallons for firefighting around the property if you need to. There's another one of his project cars, and he had this Chevy truck here, which is kind of a classic. Four-wheel drive, dual shocks in the back, lifted. Dual shocks in the, oh, he's got 3 shocks in the front. So it looks like they were really going to town on this truck. So, okay, I guess that's it. So, once again, if you have a family member, a friend, help them, talk to them. This was an engine, one of his last projects. It's been sitting here for years. Looks like he honed it out and was working on rebuilding it. There's the pistons for it. So, all right, that's it. Restacked all of this firewood too. Collected all the motor oil. There's motor oil all over the place. Urine all over the place. Everywhere that there was a place, something got stuffed into it. Just crazy. Well, at least the F550 is working out great. So, truck camper. We are here at the Okanagan Central Landfill. the unknown mechanic and I, and we are just about to tip the dump trailer.
Good to go?
Good to go.
Okay, both gates open?
Both gates are open. You got them latched?
Yeah.
So here goes a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to take a minute before this thing gets up there. We have a lot of weight in there. There's got to be a good 4 to 5 tons of stuff. So it'll tip out, and then we'll drive forward to get the rest out. But there is the landfill, there is the loader operator. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to pull forward.
Yeah.
Looks like I can go up higher, doesn't it?
Yeah. There you go. Just got to get it up to that tipping slide out point. And now you drive forward, and that will cause the rest of it to slide on out. I don't know what he's waiting for. There you go. Yeah, it needs more tip. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Go forward! And that is how you do it. Got a really strong wind blast in here. And of course it's a landfill, so there is that lovely odoriferousness all about. Yeah, that worked out good. And we only got up to about 216 degrees coming up some of the hills with this load. So I'm going to be curious to hear how heavy this was. That is a 2005 F-350 with a 6-liter. Interestingly, his radiator is half the size, half the core of my radiator, and I'm the one who has the overheating issues. My new radiator gets here in a couple more weeks, so hopefully that will take care of that problem once and for all. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. So we have a gooseneck hitch, Lamar. Go and lock the doors shut here. We had the sideboards on so that we could get a decent amount of stuff inside. How'd the tires feel? Did you ever see them?
They're warm, but they're not hot.
Yeah. Yeah. The trick is you got to have a heat gun on the hub. Okay, so we are done. Mission accomplished. Now to go get another load. Okay, what was the damage?
$147.
$147?
That was it, yeah.
Jeez, it's a far cry from the 500 you were fearing.
Can't be a lot more than that.
Well, heck, that's...
I'll just bring the second load here, too.
Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Step 1, phase 1 accomplished. Okay, it's about 8 hours later, and we've been working in here all day. So I'll show you a little bit. This is the garage now. We hauled out a whole bunch more stuff here. It still looks like a cluttered mess. No cars were moved. But in here, you can see that we made huge progress. Look at that. The room is pretty much cleared. And it doesn't really smell bad anymore. Some albums that are worth keeping. Good old Yamaha 3-way stereo system. They just don't make stereos like this anymore. It was a good one, Yamaha. You can see the wood stove now. You can get into the living room in a position where you can look up and see the ceiling and all that. It's funny, the wood stove used to be positioned more into the center of the room. See where that hole is? That was a fresh air vent. So we got rid of rack cabinet shelving system that was here, and that opened up space. Cleaned out a bunch of the kitchen. It's still a mess, but at least now you can walk through here. I mean, it's a cool house. Well, let's take a look here. See, this is what the house was supposed to be. A Lindell cedar home with a view out over the valley below it. And all that cedar ceiling and trim. So there's a bunch of metal that is going to be recycled. There you see the trailer is completely full. So back to the pills and stuff. Now look at all this stuff. I mean, there were hundreds of capsules of pills, supposedly health food, that apparently wasn't as healthy as people may have been led to believe. So there you go. That is one full trailer. The first dump was about close to 150 bucks, and I'm going to bet this one's going to be 250. See, had a nice, beautiful view out there. Over here is a burn pile. So that's all the wood that was in the house. And over here, these are all the boxes that were in the house. So we have just been cleaning and cleaning those two windows of the garage. So the siding needs care. It's weathered pretty good, pretty bad. Okay, so there you go. That is what happens to the rest of the family when someone is a hoarder. And they pass on and leave it. It would have been just a lot better if everybody had gotten on his case, and of course he lived so far away from everybody it was hard to know. And once again, I'm reiterating, this was no dummy. This is a University of Washington Dean's List student, highly intelligent individual. He'd been married a couple of times. Some people were better than others. But he was single when he passed away. And he had a very, very dear girlfriend of his pass away a couple of years before him, 2 or 3 years before. And that was when he really took it tough, because they had been close friends for so long. She lived in Everett and he lived here. And even so, she wouldn't come here because of the mess and the smell. But yeah, this is a guy who was very much into skiing, tennis. There's tennis balls, tennis rackets all over. did a little bit of traveling. He was also a dance instructor for many years. That was on top of being an accountant. And he was actually quite a good dancer. I believe he won a ballroom competition. So that is the end of the story for him. And we miss him. And there is the gate to his home. This was actually an 80-acre property. He had quite a bit of land all around him. And he used to be into horses, riding horses. He had one particularly mean horse, Mr. Coffee, who liked to sneak up behind and bite. So he was always aware of where Mr. Coffee was when he was taking care of the horses. And the horses disappeared about 15 years ago, something like that. So, okay, well, let me go continue helping. We're gonna cook some hamburgers and and then to hang out and shoot the breeze for the evening, have a nice cold beer, and then in the morning we'll be on the way. I'll get home to my lovely Miss Kelly and my two crazy cats, Archibald and Poppy Poo. Okay, see you later.